So I think it's about that time. So what time is it?
Ask
your
I can't wait.
This one's a juicy one. We've held on to this one for a long ass one. So it's time to get this conversation going because we actually haven't really had it. So it says, I haven't asked your aunties, what is white people's obsession with always wanting to touch black people's natural hair? I really need to know because as friendly of a person as I feel I am, that gives them a right to invade my personal space while I'm grocery shopping to put their disgusting ass hands in my hair. It's disrespectful. Signed, Jerell A. Owens-Robinson. Gave the whole full government.
Period. Come on, whole name. Come on, whole name. That's what I'm talking about.
So we'll let the guests go first on how to respond to this one.
See, they always do it. They always ask, but they never wait for the answer. I don't, like, they do it anyway. It's like they ask as they're reaching, you know? Like, oh, can I touch it? You're already doing it now.
Karen.
I don't know what the obsession is. I don't. Jess, I'm gonna let you seem like you have an answer.
I'm ready because this is the situation. It's disrespect and admiration in one, you know, and they are enamored by us, which they should be. Our hair defies gravity. There are coils for the gods. We can change it from one day to the next, hour to hour, minute by minute. Anything they can do, we can do better. So, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Period.
So, on the one hand, you have the understanding.
Did what needed to be done.
One hand, it's like, you know, we as Black people in this country have been made to feel that we need to appease white people in order to have our safety. So you have people who just allowed for this for a long period of time. And so people just feel comfortable saying, oh, I just wanna because my friend let me, and you know, and there's the admiration piece. But the other piece comes with not realizing that we have bodily autonomy, that I am a person and I am, and I don't want to be petted. No petting. Yes. I don't want to be petted. I'm not something to fetishize. I'm not something that you can just, it's not a zoo. There's not a petting zoo, you know, keep your hands to yourself. So I think on the one hand, there's admiration, but it's also just a lack of understanding about the fact that we are allowed to say no. We're allowed to not want them to put their hands on us. So it's very hard because you don't want to, and this person's saying they're a friendly person, and I want all the friendly people in the world to know that no doesn't make you unfriendly.
Right.
I can say no and still be friendly. I can still have my personal boundaries, my personal space. And that's something that I feel like is becoming like a big topic, boundaries. And I feel like that is important for us to stand on and say, like, you know, I'm friendly. And you can say it friendly. I'm going to need you to not, you know, oh, maybe that wasn't friendly. I don't know. I'm just shady. Whatever way, practice with your friends if you have to, figuring out ways that you can still be your friendly self. Because nobody wants to get outside of their character. And I understand that, but I think the more we say no and mean it, and I think the more maybe they'll get the understanding, you know, because they're a slow bunch. So we have to say it slowly and frequently in order to make sure that
break the pattern.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. That's what I think. I think
the hair pattern.
Right. I think a lot of it. That's the problem too. I do think some of it. I'll say some of it. I'll say like maybe a third of it is admiration. It's just like, wow, it's beautiful. Because when I see Black women's hair, I don't necessarily want to touch, but I am in awe.
Yeah.
Especially if it's big and luxurious or a huge afro that's just like a crown.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, damn, you look so great.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they know how to go and just say that and let that be. Let that be it. You know, I think there's just, we haven't really set boundaries and stuck with them as a whole, I feel like.
I also wonder, just on a side note, real quick, I just wonder if this is like, if like touching each other's hair is a white thing. I'm not talking about touching Black people's hair. I mean, like, do they go and just touch other people's hair? Like, oh, girl, your hair is so cute. I wonder if they do that.
Not to anybody that's. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm legit just like, I don't know the answer to this because I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, do they do that to themselves? Because if they do that, I could slightly understand, not taken away for anything from what you said, because I 100% ascribe to that. I'm just like, I'm wondering if it's such an odd thing for them, because if they do it with each other and then they do it to us, but we take it, but then we, well, I mean, they got to have something because all they got is raisins, so they got to have something. But sorry, white people, but
we still love y'all.
We do. But I was just wondering if they do, like, white people, can you let us know? Send a note to Ask Yo Aunteas at minorityareport.com and let us know if you touch each other's hair.
Just differences. There's a white girl that I know who, her hair is very curly. She's white, like her ancestral, she did the ancestry.com. She's like super white. So it's nothing like mixed about her, but white people touch her hair because it's like, oh, that's different than mine. And like, I don't understand the obsession with the touching. That's I don't know.
I'm having a hard time understanding too. Yeah. Like, what do you get from touching it? Like, looking at it should be enough.
Yeah. Rena, well, I think there's. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, Rena.
No, I mean, I think I'm just kind of having thoughts as you guys are talking. I think they just have like an obsession and a curiosity with different. And I guess the touching, part of me just feels like no one slapped them and said no. Like, no one's like, right. They've never been popped.
So, that's hilarious. Right. That's hilarious.
I do think it's something there.
That's true. I do think it's also a desire to see what it feels like, because it is so different from theirs, and our hair does feel different than theirs. There's a coiliness to it, and I've often heard people tell other, oh, it's so soft. What did you think it was going to be? It's hair. Right. What did you think of the Brillo pad? Like, Jesus, relax.
But so some people say
that. But it could be like that sometimes.
Some people say that.
Yeah.
I got called carpet boy.
I mean, if you got that S16C.
It feels like carpet. Yeah, I had a girl tell me that before.
And that's when you punch her in the face.
That's when you get popped.
You get popped. Lord. They just feel so comfortable. Right.
Tiffany know better. Tiffany has learned her lesson.
Good, because Tiffany would have had some words that day.
And now she with a Black man.
Oh, dang.
Is she gonna know how to do the mixed hair though?
Let
me help you put your do-rag on.
Not catered to you, Lord.
Oh, no.
We'll talk about that.
Oh no.
Oh Lord. That's hilarious.
But it's interesting though, like, because like, especially like the last few years I've worn my hair longer, and like, I mean, I've had the gamut. Like in college, it was just like so weird because like I had cornrows in college, and everybody was like obsessed with the Afro version, because like they'll see it in the cornrows, but when I would take it out, sometimes just to let your hair breathe, because that shit hurts sometimes. And they would always be like, "Oh, Carell, will you wear your fro out? Will your fro?" Like, it was like to a point where, I was just like, "No, I don't feel like it." And I did it literally like the last week of my senior year, where I like just rocked it out the whole time, just to have people finally just shut up about it. But again, that just made people want to touch it, and like it was long. Like I had long hair back then too.
Wow.
And it was like this question is just like I just couldn't quite understand. Just like why they were so obsessed with it, but I've never heard anyone say the point of just like the admiration part, and so that's got me thinking here. Like I've never thought it that way, just because it felt so intrusive for so long about it. But it's just like, okay, I guess maybe it is a slight compliment, but it doesn't again give you the permission to put your hands on me.
Right. There's a lot of things I admire, and culturally we know, like, okay, if I admire your car, if you have like a really nice car, I don't just go open your car door and sit in the car. Like, oh my God, this is so nice. Let me just snuggle up in here. If I admire your home.
Some people do that.
I've seen that happen with a motorcycle.
Yikes.
Like, yeah, they were like, oh, this motorcycle's nice. Next thing I knew, they were on top of it taking pictures. Some people just don't have boundaries.
See, that's that. You never had the mama tell you, don't touch nothing, don't look at nothing, don't sit down, don't do nothing.
Training.
Like, because I would go to the store not even daring to look at something and touch
something. Look down. Look at the cart. Put your hand on this cart and hold this cart as I walk around.
I got whooped in the grocery store, okay?
Hello? Hello? You didn't have to do that to me but one time. Right. And now I don't keep my hands to myself.
Okay. I'm good. Look, I'll behave. Behave. You know, one thing about this that irritates me is that the fact that when white people are doing this, they're also forgetting that we go through a struggle of our Black hair being acceptable in certain spaces, you know, and that there are laws out there that can allow certain people to be fired and let go, or even not even picked for a job or position they may be bomb at, but because their hair don't fit the mold.
Or even in school, like people have to cut their hair, like you hear every year, like
the kid at graduation,
like
the kid at graduation,
it's wild.
But I'm like, how you gonna tell him at graduation? He went all these years doing the work, and now that he's done, I'm like, y'all trying to make everything difficult, and for what?
For no reason,
for no reason at all,
right?
That you're right. You're right.
You want to assert your authority. So I think that's the part about it too. It's like that's why they don't even wait for the response, because they just feel entitled to do it because that's how they've gotten things. They just say, "Oh, that is so pretty. That's different. I'ma just touch
and they should know that we're very anal about our hair, and like, you know, make sure it's staying in place where it wants to. So stop fucking up my hair."
But see, that's what you said. They should know, and that's another thing they don't know. Because we haven't, you know, historically talked about a lot of our things nationally. That's not, we know about their hair because we have commercials, we have movies about that. You know, there's a bunch of stuff that we see that we kind of just know. It's only recently now that we've started to have like good hair or bad hair, or whatever is it good hair? We have other stuff that they can kind of get an insight and know, like, oh, I know that took so long for you to do your hair like that. Now that they're asking stupid questions like, oh my God, how'd your hair grow overnight?
It's like, bitch,
y'all been wearing weaves and wigs your whole history. Why are you surprised that we're doing it? Like, but it's not something that they know. And I think that's the other thing too, is education for those that if you're close to someone, you know, enough to say it. But that's, they don't know. They don't know about us.
Well,
they haven't had to.
There's a lot of Google, a lot of Netflix, a lot of Hulus. Y'all better learn.
Right.
There's no excuse to a store. Just go to a hair store. If you look around, touch there.
Any video, right? You see any of these videos on Twitter? You see any of these videos? They gonna learn, or they gonna find out real quick.
Real quick. People are tired.
There's no more. It's above me now. That was it. That was the last one. That was the last one. That was the last one. And now it's like people getting popped out with Four Locos in the
literally
the iced tea.
The iced tea. That I really usually can't watch. Like I can't watch a lot of like violent videos. But that one I watched a couple times.
Man, I sure did.
I watched that.
That was for the ancestors.
That was for the ancestors.
That was for the ancestors. That's what that was.
Very satisfying. I had to, and you know, like I said, I can't watch most of them, but that one did all right.
It was cold. The ice was literally
Look, I can watch that all day.
Yeah.
Continue to send your questions to aya@minoriteareport.com or DM us. We like these questions. Great conversations.